everybody, welcome to Circle of the Blind Mice, where we are low on vision but high on tech. Back again with another video, and today I bring you part 2 of my in-depth video comparison of iOS versus Android accessibility and which works best with your visual impairment. Back when I got my first smart device, the go-to platform for those of us who had any kind of disability was pretty much iOS. Now, a lot has changed since then. Google has really stepped up their game, and in the 3 years alone that I have been using Android, I have noticed quite a bit of improvement in the accessibility apps. Like iOS, Android comes with accessibility features for those of us with visual impairments, hearing impairments, and mobility and dexterity issues. It also comes with a number of convenient features such as direct access, answering and ending calls, single tap mode, and also the ability to import and export your accessibility settings. And if you have a custom launcher such as Nova Launcher, you have even further settings available to you. For the visually impaired accessibility options specifically, we have got Switch Access, which basically is a configurable keyboard shortcuts to control your device. There's TalkBack, Google's answer to VoiceOver. Dark Screen, which turns your screen dark all the time while using TalkBack for privacy, not to mention it will save your battery life. Rapid Key Input, which allows you to tap keys just once while typing instead of having to do it twice, which is always super annoying. There is Speak Password, which is self-explanatory. There are 7 different font sizes that you can choose from. There are magnification gestures, there's hover zoom, so if you have a note with an S Pen, you can use hover zoom to hover over just part of the screen. There are notification reminders, which will beep at customized intervals to remind you that you've missed a notification. There are negative colors and color adjustments for those of you who are colorblind. There are accessibility shortcuts. And last but not least, there is text-to-speech options as well. So you can actually even customize the accent of the Google voice that is reading you your books or doing your talkback. For example, I have mine set to the British voice, and I'll just quickly give you an example of that.
Talkback on. Talkback is enabled. 1821. Double tap to select. Apps dock. Messages dock. Phone dock. Talkback is disabled.
So you get the idea. The first thing most Android users will tell you they love about Android is its complete and total customizability. Unlike iOS, where you're limited to an endless sea of icons and folders, Android uses a combination of widgets and third-party launchers to help users completely make the phone their own. Because of that, no two Android devices look the same. For example, with widgets, on my home screen, I have not one, but 2 clocks. I've got a digital clock and I have got an analog clock. So I don't have to turn off my device to check the time. I can just tap my home button and go right to my home screen so I can be on another screen. Tap my home button, takes me right back. I can see the time in large print. And if I tap on it, I get a large print world clock where I can see the time in different countries. I don't know if you've ever checked out that world clock in iOS, but I can't read it. Even on my iPad, which has a bigger screen than my Note 4, I cannot read their world clock. It's too small. Same point with the Stocks widget. The font on the Android app is quite a bit larger than the font on the iOS counterpart. The first thing I suggest you do once you get an Android device is run to the Play Store, the Google Play Store, download an app called Nova Launcher. It is one of the most popular third-party launchers. It is available in both free version and paid version. I suggest eventually upgrading to the paid version, but download the free version first to see how you like it, and trust me, you will like it. It's had over 10 million downloads, and it's got a rating of 4.6 out of... Let me grab my magnifier here. It's got a rating of 4.6 out of 770,662 ratings. So it really is one of the top launchers, and I've used this launcher pretty much ever since I got my first Android device, and I cannot stress it enough. It opens up a whole bunch of accessibility options to you. For example, Android by itself allows you to have widgets, as I've already established. If you have Nova Launcher, you can actually take your widget, which I have since deleted from my screen. So let me just drag my widget over. Okay, so you can take your widget and resize it. So what I've got here is my analog clock. I am now enlarging the clock so that's taking up like about more than half of my screen. So that is one cool thing you can do, and I'll just show you the Shazam widget I have. I really love making Shazam really big because, you know, when you're trying to rush to Shazam that song before it ends, if you make it really big, it's easier for you to find. You don't have to fiddle with it. You just tap it and it goes, you know, goes and does its thing, and it will start running the Shazam right away. So it is awesome for that. Okay, so this ended up being a crazy in-depth comparison, even longer than I even thought possible. So rather than splitting up into just 2, I'm going to actually split it up into 6 sections. So part 1 is going to be part 1 ABC, part 2 will be part 2 ABC. So if you've listened this far, first of all, thank you very much for sticking around. Number 2, give yourself a frickin' medal. And number 3, if you're on a desktop, click your screen in the middle there. It'll take you to the next part. If you're on a mobile phone, just go down to the description. I'll put the link below. Thanks again for watching. Thanks for sticking around to the end of this video. Here at Circle of the Blind Mice, I bring you these videos because I believe technology enriches the lives of those of us with visual impairments. My mission is to help you learn tech, use tech, and embrace tech. Please like and share this video to help spread the word to your fellow blind mice. And if you're new here, please subscribe for new videos every Wednesday. Thanks for watching.